Alright, 8RF. Just checked out your video. You know, I've thought of this many times, and it does bother me sometimes. And as a matter of fact, I was talking to my wife the other day, saying that I would really like to go out and I grew up in an urban area. I didn't really learn a lot of things to self-sustain myself. Didn't, and you know, certainly didn't know how to learn how to grow a field of wheat or a garden even. I mean, I did. I mean, I'm sure it's not that difficult to grow a garden if you know how to do it, but didn't learn how to fish, didn't learn how to hunt. You know, I sort of grew up in just the system that we live in today. Monetary, you know, go out, get a job, work, buy your food at the store, and not even think about where it's coming from. And so when I was speaking with my wife, I said I wanted to learn how to fish and hunt and learn how to take care of myself in case things go downhill one day, you know, say the dollar collapses, or they go into, for whatever reason. You know, I wanted to learn how to take care of my family if I had to go out and fend for myself. I know it's a little bit different from what you're talking about, but I guess it could be a start. A start, you know, to move away from dependency on others and depend more on yourself. Another thing is, you know, I'd said one time, because people look at, say, people that live in the Amazon, that are self-sustained society, have, you know, no contact with the outside world except when maybe somebody goes and films them or something, and people think that they're primitive. And one time I was speaking with my mother, and I was like, you know, I sort of envy those people. And the reason I envy them is because if the world market collapses, they won't even be affected. Where if the world market collapses in my situation, I am totally affected in every which way you can think of. So I guess my thing is, my question would be, where does a guy like me start? You know, I live in a small town now, not too far from a big city, but I live in a small town. You know, I have a house, have about to have another kid, so I have two. I'm gonna have two children, and I have a wife, and you know, I have to work to put food on the table. But I am interested in at least the know-how to be able to self-sustain if I had to. But I think the majority of people are not able to do that for whatever reason, whether they're just not interested, too much work, you know, for them to learn, or caught up in the systems of which were, you know, where they live, whatever system they live in, whatever country they live in. I find most people in our country here are caught up in the system. If nothing goes wrong, everything's okay, but the minute something goes wrong, there's panic. Anyway, I did check out the other person's blog that you were talking about, and I listened a little bit to her talk about the compost. It's late here, so I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I got the gist of it. Understood, and I did subscribe to her blog. So, well, really look forward to, hopefully I'll hear something from you, or at least I have watched a few of your videos. I'm addicted now to this YouTube thing. I watch quite a few people's videos, you know, that I find interesting. So, anyway, alright, well, until next time.